Hey, hello. This looks like this is set up to go. This is set up to go. I think I'm live. Um, okay, good. I got a lot of screens and a lot of things going, so I'm hoping that this is all working the way that I want it to. Okay, this looks like it's going good, and we are going to stop the share and put the video up. Okay, bam. Okay, good. We're here. We're live. Um, I am super excited. I've got the agenda here that I'm not sure that you can see. I can see it, but I'm not sure if you can see it. What's going on, Dr. Monica? Okay, so as you're coming in, say hello. Like I said, this is my first time doing a webinar on this platform. So far, I'm liking it. I feel like it looks good. Let me stop sharing the Restream tab as well so that you can see me in case you happen to be watching on YouTube. Okay, cool. So I went ahead and live streamed it on YouTube as well, just because who knows what might happen when it comes to tech. But if you're if you registered and you're inside of the webinar, then you'll get access to all of the goodness, the free goodies, all the notes, and all the other things. So all right, welcome. We got coming in from the chat. We got Adrian here. Welcome, Adrian. Elaine is here. Khadija is here. Welcome. Super excited to have you here. And I'm going to jump right in as soon as I pull up my notes. So tell me what you're most excited to learn today. I feel like I used to do this live. I used to do a live stream every single week. And now I just kind of feel like it's like I'm like a new baby now. I'm fresh again. Um, uh, so we're gonna be talking about lazy launching today, and essentially what I want to do is I want to share with you what I've discovered over the past really like couple years. Honestly, it's been since the start of my coaching, consulting, course, workshop, digital course program based business. I've always wanted passive income. And I feel like, it's kind of a sexy term. It's kind of exciting, like, oh, like passive income. Everybody wants passive income. And it's not necessarily passive, as I've learned over the last couple of years. So I wanted to maybe like create a new term, something that we could all connect with. And I was chatting with a friend the other day, and she said, I'm not lazy. I just want to like have money come in and I don't have to work for it. I'm okay working for it to actually come in. But once I've done that first work, I don't want to have to keep working over and over and over again. And when I heard her say that, I was like, well, what's wrong with being lazy? Like, is it okay to be a little lazy? Like, haven't we worked enough? Have we collectively not worked enough? I mean, we go straight from 3 and 4 years old to like literally being in school, almost 8 hours a day. And then we go from there, we go from elementary school, then we go to middle school, and then we go to high school, and then we go to college, and then we get a job. And if you've ever seen the talk with Alan Watts, where he talks about that, he's like, you're kind of, you continually chase this proverbial carrot stick that's like, come here, come and get it, come and get it. And it's like, we keep chasing and chasing and chasing, and we're on this treadmill, and then we buy more stuff to like make us not feel so bad about all the work that we're doing. We're like, oh, I deserve it because I did all this work. And so it's like I finally got to a point where I was like so tired of being on the treadmill. It was like every year I had to reach a new income goal, and every year I had to grow my audience by this much, and every year I had to do bigger and better than everybody around me. And it was finally last year. So we're in 2023. So it was last year where I finally was just like, I need a break. Like I'm ready to rest. I'm ready to be a little bit lazy. And so that was around May of last year. And so at that point, I decided to start putting a little bit more leveraged income in place, a little bit more lazy launching in place. And I just started working on some things that I'll be sharing with you guys today. Just started working on some, some little funnels here and there, little emails here and there, like double checking on all of my automations and really just making sure that things worked well. And I guess the first stress test of that was when I went to Greece. And I went to Greece this year for my birthday. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be gone for 2 whole weeks. I don't know what our internet situation is going to be like. We're going to be going from hotel to hotel. We're going to be on islands. You guys know when you're, on a vacation, you're on an island or on a beach, the internet is not always reliable. So I was like, what am I going to do? And so I decided to create my first lazy launch. I didn't call it a lazy launch at that time. I was just like, I'm just going to pre-schedule everything. So I started doing what I normally do, which is creating social media posts and like getting those scheduled out and creating emails and getting those scheduled out. And I was like, but the last time I sold this program, it sold really well with live streams. So like, why don't I do some live streams? Like, oh, but I can't go live because I won't be here. And then I discovered some really cool tools. And long story short, because I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself, I want to share all of those things with you today. So what's going on? Anissa's here. Audra's here. Welcome. Hey, Cammie. Paula's here. Rachel's here. Chantel is here. Hello, hello, hello. Tamika is here. Vanessa's here. Let me pull up the chat. Are you guys able to hear me well? Okay, I hear her fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you're not, I'm seeing the audio here, like the blue thing that's going up. It looks like it's going up fine. So if you are having a hard time with the audio, maybe try putting headphones in. That might help. And let me know if that does. Okay, cool. Or you just joined over on YouTube. Perfect. All right, I see your comments there. So just to keep myself on track, I won't be going back and forth to the YouTube live stream, but if any of you guys do have any issues, you can always go on YouTube. I just won't be reading the comments over there because otherwise it's too many screens. All right, what's going on, Anissa? Thank you for joining. Okay, cool. So our journey today is I'm going to be talking about a couple things. I'm going to be talking about where's my little agenda? Okay, now the agenda went away. Okay, here we go. Hang on. We're coming back to it. I had the agenda up. Okay, doesn't matter. I have the agenda in front of me. It's in my notes. I'm going to be talking about my very first launch. And so we'll do a little bit of story time. I'll take you back into that. I'm going to share with you my transition into lazy launching. So I talked a little bit about the story just now, but I will explain how it fits in if you're already selling coaching courses and consulting and how we transition that into what I call lazy launching. I'm going to share with you some of my new favorite AI hacks and things that I've been doing to create content to really like have me do more while doing less. And then I'll fully dive into and explain the 5-figure lazy launch I had while in Greece. I'm going to give you some case studies also for how clients have used this. I think it's always important because, whenever people talk about like what they were able to do for themselves, the question in my head is always, okay, but is that possible for me? And is it just something they can do for themselves, but can clients actually do it? And can clients who are not selling the same thing that they're selling actually do it? So I included a couple of case studies here and also I grabbed like a bunch of screenshots if you want to just start going through those as well. We're going to be talking about getting leads from Facebook groups because part of the lazy launching process is having a steady flow and stream of leads. So we'll be talking about that. And then I'm going to chit chat a little bit about brand deals. I know you guys didn't ask for it, but I'm excited to talk about it. And it's also a big part of this kind of like lazy launching strategy because they're larger chunks of money for less work. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then the final thing is how to become superhuman. So I'll talk to you a little bit about like who to hire on Fiverr, what people maybe you should be looking out for, the free database I've been using to get corporate clients, how I'm getting connected with decision makers, and then we will go from there. I'm also going to talk a little bit about ways that you can get help from me over the next 90 days. I'm doing a special program that I haven't done in a while, and I've been inspired to reopen it after looking at all of the results that clients were able to get. A lot of them were able to get them inside of this program. So I will be reopening that and answering any questions you might have on that. All right, questions before we get started? Okay, perfect. Oh, the little boops that I'm hearing are people joining. Okay, cool. Latoya's here. Hello, Latoya. Darlena just popped in. Sophie's here. Tiffany's here. Tamika is here. Kenna is here. Okay, cool. I think the names are rearranging because they're putting them in alphabetical order as people come in. So if I don't say your name, I'm so glad to have you here. All right, so let's jump into the lazy launching, and let me share. Let's see if I can share my screen. And if not, then all right, then we will just go from here. All right, there we go. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, cool. These are the sub pages, which is why they're listed here at the top, but this is not the top of what we're going to be talking about. We're going to start by chatting about my very first launch. So if you can't see my screen here on YouTube, obviously I don't have the way to show my screen. So you can pop over to the webinar, which I will quickly drop the link inside of the chat in case you want to come join us over there. Okay, perfect. All right, so my very first launch was when I first started my coaching business. And when I first got into the coaching and consulting world, I was actually working with clients on a retainer basis. So I was working like as a, now people might call it a virtual assistant or social media manager. I was working with clients like actually hosting their social media and actually working on, posting stuff for them, building their Twitter accounts. Like I was in the trenches doing stuff. And even as I was doing all of that, I still had all of this time because like I came from a corporate world. So in a corporate world, you have like 40 hours a week. You've got, all these different things to do. But when you're working with one client, like it really doesn't take that long to schedule out a couple of Twitter posts. And I learned how to become really efficient. I learned how to, do almost everything I needed to do for this client or for the clients that I was working with in about 10 hours a week. So I remember kind of like literally twiddling my thumbs, like, okay, what am I going to do? And, people were asking me about, how I got started, how I, was getting clients. And so I was like, well, yeah, this is what I'm doing. And so I just started teaching. I started teaching stuff I knew. I was teaching about how to make extra money, like what I was doing with like affiliate stuff. I've always been a teacher. And so for my very first launch, I decided to create a program. The program was called 30 Days of Client Praise. I, um, I was so excited about the program, and I had this like whole whiteboard where I wrote out like, okay, I'm going to get 100 people into the program, and 100 people at, $800 each is going to be $8,000. I think that was, anyways, the numbers that I came up with was like $80,000. I think it's 80,000, 80,000, 800 people at $100 each. Yeah, because 4 zeros. So I was like super excited. I was like, all right, here's how I'm going to do it. And I had all these things I was creating. So like I did a summit, and I hosted I wrote an ebook, and I created a 3-part mini series, and I spent money on ads, $1,000 to make 80,000. So you see how delusional I was. I thought I was going to turn 1,000 into 80,000, but goals. And I did all of this stuff, and I actually had 132 people sign up for the free training. So I would have had to be like a ninja salesperson to convert 100 people from those 132. Because for those of you who have done live trainings before, only a percentage of people show up. So I only had 24 people that showed up to the live training. And from that, I had 4 people that bought my $800 coaching package, which is actually not bad. So the percentages on these 4 of the 24, if you do the math on that, it's about 16%. So that's about a 16% conversion rate for a live training, which is actually not too bad. Most people look for like a 2% conversion rate total. And I was able to get out of 4 out of 132 people, I was able to get a 3% conversion rate. So I didn't realize it at the time, but that was actually pretty good, but it just wasn't good enough for me because I was hoping for a 5-figure launch. Like I wanted that like golden shiny trophy to say like, like you got a 5-figure launch. And And I was more frustrated because I spent so much time and energy on it. So I wrote all this stuff. Like I did everything that everyone told me to do. They were like, write an ebook. So I wrote an ebook. Host a summit. So I hosted a summit. Do a mini course. So I did a mini course. I was doing live streams. Like I literally was doing everything. So, when people come to me and they're like, oh, I've been posting on Instagram. I'm like, okay, and what else? Because I know what it feels like to want something so bad. You're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. And that's what I was willing to do. I was literally willing to do whatever it took. And after I did that, I kind of like came to this realization. The realization I came to was that I didn't have to do so much work to not get so much back. And I started really looking at like, what do I really want to happen here? Like, do I want to have to do a summit every month? Do I want to have to do all these like extrovert friendly things that I knew wasn't really right for me? I realized that what I really wanted to do was I honestly just wanted to like teach and train. And when people bought products, I wanted to see the payment notifications come up and then I wanted to kind of like be done. And I feel like there's such, let me know if you can relate. I just feel like there's this taboo around wanting to sell something without having to deliver your energy over and over and over and over and over again. Like for those of you who are just popping in at the top of this, we were just talking about like, haven't we worked enough? Like, I'm talking about not just you in this body in this lifetime, but I'm talking about haven't we worked enough? Like, have we not done enough? Um, like, it's okay. It's okay to not feel like you want to be on coaching calls every single week or have to like do all of this consultations and work like 40 plus hours. Like some of you guys are working full-time jobs that are not only 40 hours, you're working 40 plus hours. So it's okay to want to rest, to want to finally like sit down and be able to enjoy all this work that you've done. Like there's nothing wrong with that. And so I feel like a lot of times the problem that comes in is because so many people do desire that. There are people out there who will exploit that desire. And they'll say all these things like, oh, you want passive income, or, here's, this cryptocurrency scheme. Well, you just put a little bit of money in and like sign up for my program. And they have all these jets and they have these, the jets and the Lamborghinis, right? They have the pictures of them, going on these lavish vacations. And that's what they focus on. And I started to get a little bit tired of everything that I was seeing and the bigger and bigger and bigger claims as a result of more and more people who wanted the lifestyle, but they weren't willing to do the initial work that went into it and really understand what comes out of it. It's not like, yes, it's something that could potentially create you millions and millions of dollars. But for me, what was more important for me was that I had enough so that I didn't have to worry about, okay, now I need to apply for a job. Or I had enough to where I didn't have to worry about, okay, well, now I have to go and do this other thing that I don't want to do. Like I wanted to be able to like be home, basically. Yesterday, 2 days ago, Thursday, my new nephew was born. He's absolutely adorable. And he was supposed to be born in a couple of days. And my sister-in-law called me and she was like, hey sis, she was like, hey, baby's coming today. Can you watch my nephew? My nephew's Kaio. She was like, can you watch Kaio? And I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, I have a hair appointment today. My hair's in a bun. I'm going to get it done in a couple hours. I can't wait. I was like, yeah, my hair appointment's today, but I can probably shift it around. And I spent the entire day with him. Like I clocked out. I messaged my team on Slack and I was like, hey, I said, I've got a family emergency. My nephew's coming today. My new nephew's coming today. And I'm watching my 4-year-old nephew and, I'm out and I'll be back tomorrow. And they were like, okay, great. Congratulations. And so like, that's what I value. That's what's most important to me. All this extra stuff of, traveling, like that's great. We've come to the point where we've decided like maybe one big trip a year. Like we don't need to be like laptop lifestyle, like every single place that we go. I'm pointing back there. My husband's in the room next to me. Like he does what he enjoys doing. I do what I enjoy doing. And like, that's what's most important. And I feel like that's maybe the first thing that we need to establish is like, what is it really for you? Because I have a feeling that it's more than just the money. Like it's more than like the extra couple of thousand that comes in every month. It's more than that. It's like, what does that money represent for you? Does it represent being able to finally rest and relax? Does it represent like just not feeling stressed about recession woes and like all these things that are going on and like the whole world is like spinning around you and you're like, okay, well, I think I'm good. Like, I think I have enough, right? Like, what is it for you? For me, it was a feeling of completion of I have worked hard enough and I'm done chasing the carrot. I'm done. I'm literally stepping off of the treadmill. I'm off of the treadmill. The goals can continue. The goals will do what the goals do. But I don't need to focus and force on like, okay, now this year I've got a double last year, and this year I got a 3x the next year, and this year going for 10x. Like, those things will happen. But what was more important to me is that I'm able to do it with my integrity. Sorry, I haven't been really watching these comments. Okay, cool. Latoya says it represents space in my mind to be more creative. Love it. Darlena says, me too, represents family. Perfect. Hey, and it's okay, cool. I got all these comments. Will you be talking about Slack? Not familiar with it, but always open to learning new team managing softwares. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to mention it. It's not part of this piece, and I'm already like 20 minutes in now because I get to chit chatting. But if we have some time, I'll come to it, and I'll leave your question up for when I come back around to it. So that inspired my transition to what I like to call lazy launching. Okay, so let me try to zoom in so I don't do slides anymore. Okay, are we getting the lazy vibes? I don't spend time doing slides. Like now I'm liking these docs. I use ClickUp, so I just use the docs inside of ClickUp, and so I plan it out and then we talk it through. So that's what we're doing right now. I think I can actually share my screen inside of Restream also. Okay, perfect. So you guys can see. You guys should be able to see my screen too if you're watching on YouTube. All right, I'm hoping that my computer doesn't blow up. So far, it's nice and quiet, so keep it this way. All right, so the transition to lazy launching. So essentially, I started with what I call the 4-step You've Got Clients process. So this is the process that I teach. This is the process that's inside of my my flagship program, which is called the Path to Six Figures, and it includes the 4 steps are engage, exchange, establish, and enroll. And so what that looks like is we're engaging, we're posting social media content, we might do podcast interviews, maybe we publish YouTube videos, live streams, in-person meetups. Like, it's a way that you engage with people, and they can meet you in any number of ways. Like, you might like blogging, you might like posting, to Pinterest or Instagram or TikTok. Like, there's more ways than you probably care to use, but that's the first step is how do they find you? How do they engage with you? Then our second step is exchange, which is where, we give a free offer, maybe like a PDF download, we do a training or a mini course or a live stream series. And this is where we exchange something of value for their email address. Then from there, we want to establish our buyers. And so that's where, we might be looking for giving them options to buy a low priced offer, where something that's maybe high value and low commitment. So like $25, under $100. And then our final step of this 4-step process is to enroll. So we transition them to a phone call. Maybe we host a challenge and enroll them during the challenge, or we do a live webinar to purchase or directly to a call. And so like each one of these is a potential pop of income. So this 4-step process is directly responsible for $1 million of cash received, $1 million plus, because I stopped counting as of June 2022. Once again, I stepped off of the hedonic treadmill. It's responsible for $1 million plus of cash received in my coaching and consulting business. And this is exactly what I was doing. I was posting social media content, bringing people onto my email list, figuring out who my buyers were, giving them a chance to kind of test out my teaching style, and then transition to a phone call. So we would do a phone call or we would do a DM messenger. And this 4 steps, it works. It works like clockwork. It still works today. And every client that comes in and signs up for the Path to Six Figures, this is what they're putting together because this is what works. There's no way around it. You have to do the work, and this is the work that works. And at the same time, I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm ready to take a break. So I figured out what I call my lazy launch process. And I was like, well, what if I had to strip out my live streams? So as of March of this year, I stopped doing live streams. So I was like, okay, the live streams are gone. So therefore I can't sell anything on my live streams anymore. I can't, encourage people to go to a purchase like I was doing. Some weekends for my live streams, I would make like $2,000 or $3,000 from one live stream. Okay, not doing that anymore. So if we pull that out, what does this look like? I'm not going to be posting all the time on social media anymore because I don't want to be as active on there. I really want to have more time and space for me. I started reading more books. I've read 20 plus books at this point because I've been spending less time on social media. I have more time for personal development. What's going on, Chastity? Thanks for joining us. And then I was like, okay, well, what happens if I stop going on so many podcast interviews? Because I was doing a lot of press to try to get those people to convert from their audience. So, like, honestly, I was just like, as I strip these things, like, what happens? What happens to my revenue? What happens to my business? What happens to my life? My quality of life has shot like way, 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 way up. And as I implemented this lazy launch system, it's been able to help replace that income that was coming in from the live stuff and the webinars and the live streams and all this other stuff. So this is what my lazy launch process looks like. There's one monthly email, which we're at the beginning of the month. So you guys should have just received the September email. And inside of that email, it essentially shares, it's just like a touch point. It's like, hey, how are you? What's going on? So let me stop sharing and share this other screen. Let's see, you've got clients mail. So essentially what it is, it's like a one monthly email. The one monthly email is like a hello, like thanks for being here, essentially. And it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. So this one is called 7 Keys to My Zero Sales Call Method. So I always do I try to do like a catchy title. And then I'm like, okay, it's September. Last year in September, I was in Egypt. So I did like a little gift from then. And then I'm like, okay, here's some great content for you. Here's some free blog posts you can read. Here's some free YouTube videos I already created. I worked enough. Here are the things that I have worked on. Here are some live streams that I used to do every single week. Like here's some that relate to it. And so I just choose one topic. So our topic for this month is maximizing sales. And I just provide like, here's some free guides and here's a downloadable, like here's an ebook. And then I also do like a little feedback survey. And if you answer this survey, you have a chance to win some merchandise and prizes that I give away. So that's exactly what I do for my one email per month. So there's a monthly email. So every single month, there's one topic. And I went back through all of my content and grabbed the content that I've created that relates to that topic. Okay. Does that make sense? Awesome. I love that. I don't know, Monica, I don't think you took that one. That was the one where I sat it down. I sat the camera down and I did a video of me jumping in front of it. But you were there in Egypt. So that's kind of like the first piece of this lazy launch strategy. Okay. If your screen is blurry, it says excellent connection. So if you're on YouTube and your screen is blurry, click the little gear at the bottom and choose HD quality. So I'm broadcasting in HD. So you just need to click your settings and hit quality and change it from auto and change it to HD. All right, so that's the first piece. Second piece that I do is a weekly email. Let me go back to share my screen. Second thing that I do is a weekly email. So the weekly email is called the Seven Figure Weekly. I actually haven't written it for this week, so I got to do that later on today. And inside of the weekly email, I'm able to do what I enjoy doing, which is really pour out from a sense of like mindset, like the stuff that I'm thinking about just that week and things that I want to share. And I have a section called Latte with LaTisha, and I write out like just stuff that I want to talk about. Then I'm able to include like one digital product tip or an idea, and I put that in there. I might link to an affiliate product, or I might link out to an old blog post that I wrote, or, basically just finally repurposing all this content and stuff that I've created. Like, let's just make sure people know it's here. And it's also an opportunity for me to get sponsorships. I'll be talking about this a little bit later. For corporations and brands who want to sponsor the newsletter, it's an opportunity for them to pop in. I talk about my flagship program, The Path to Six Figures, every week. So it's at the top, like, hey, if you want to get it, here it is. Which that's an on-demand purchase and no longer requires a phone call or anything like that. And then at the end of it, I say like, here's how I can help. And I provide ways that people can get my help. Oh, and then I feature people who graduated from the Path to Six Figures. So I'm able to actually feature clients and say like, hey, here's where you can get their free offer. And it's kind of like a give back. And I love doing that. So that's the weekly email. And then after that, I do what I call mini launches each month. So each month, I'll choose a product from my 50 plus products that I've created. Like, I've created a lot, I've worked a lot. And I take one of those products and I have a 3-part email series and I talk about the product. And if people want it, they go buy it. And if they don't, they don't. And that is it. That is the end. So does that make sense as far as this process? Okay, good questions. The first question is, what if I don't have as much content as you? So there's work before there's lazy. And so if you don't have as much content as me, what will happen is you'll be working to create your content. And when you get to a point where you feel like you've created enough content, then you can move into lazy. So what this would look like on a practical level is you've probably created a lot of content that you just don't realize. For example, I have done a lot of podcast interviews, and I've spoken on other people's platforms, and I have a lot of that content that I can take and I can repurpose. I can take the interview, I can put it in Chat GPT or like AI tool, and I can create a blog post, or I can repurpose it and recreate a video. And now I have a new video talking about the same topic. One other thing that I learned to do was I have my camera that's set up right here. I turn the camera on whenever I'm doing a podcast interview. And now I have an interview of me speaking to the person, or a video interview or whatever it is. And now I can take that video, I can chop it up and repurpose it. So you probably already have a lot of content. If you don't have a lot of content yet and you feel like, well, she's pulling so much stuff, like, yeah, this is really kind of more geared towards the person who has content and stuff that they've been creating. Like, if you're a content creator and you've been creating content over the years, you just might not have it structured in a way that you can repurpose it. So that's really what this is about. Do I recommend videos on YouTube or as IG live? Okay, I'm not really sure what that was about, but let me make sure my settings are set where participant permissions are. Let's see. Who can share their camera feed? Okay, that should just be me. I'm not sure what happened there. Speakers and hosts. All right, cool. Um, do I recommend videos on YouTube or as Instagram live? I will always say YouTube over Instagram. So whenever the question is YouTube versus Instagram, I will always say YouTube for a couple of reasons. YouTube actively promotes their creators. Like, they actively want people to watch your videos because they're not in competition with your content. They want to promote your videos because, let's see, can you take your, I don't know how to do that. That's so weird that it came up like that. They want to actually promote your videos. Let me, give me 1 second. Okay, video settings. Okay, cool. I have video settings and participant settings. Host only, host only, host only. Okay, good. All right, we should be good. Not sure why that popped up like that. I will always say YouTube over Instagram. And the reason that I say that is YouTube promotes their creators. They're not competing against you. They want to show your videos because they want to show ads on your content. And so with YouTube, also, as your content gets older, they continue to try to work to find people to watch your content. And so you might have a video that you publish that wasn't showing previously, but then like suddenly pops and suddenly like goes viral. And it's just because they found the right audience for it. But Instagram has a freshness algorithm where they really only want to promote stuff that's fresh. And so that means that once you post something, it's decaying. YouTube is like a fine wine. Your content ages like a fine wine. Instagram, your content decays like old meat. That's probably the best visual for that. Okay. Okay, perfect. There we go. I had to click attendees and click um, stop all camera attendees and only allow attendees to react, which is weird. All right. Now I got to text Sabrina. That was my client, so I let her know she can pop back in. uh, sorry. All right. Next on this piece is so what's the 3-part email series, right? What do I share in that email to encourage people to buy? And it's really pretty straightforward, which is I send it out Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. So it's able to go out on a Monday, a Wednesday, or a Thursday. So that means it never conflicts with my weekly email, which always goes out on Sunday. And it usually doesn't conflict with the Monday email, which goes out like literally at the start of the month. So that might be, um, on a Sunday or on a Monday or Friday, whatever it is, whatever that first start of the month day is, it usually doesn't conflict with that. And this virtually guarantees I never have to get on the phone for sales calls, but I still make sales. Why? Because people are purchasing directly from the email. And so what this looks like is Monday, Thursday, and Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm just talking about the program. I'm literally just saying, like, here's what's in it. Here's why it's cool. Here's why you should go get it. And the way that this works is there's a little bit of tech behind it, but essentially, like, if someone has purchased it already, they don't see the emails because they're tagged with that purchase. So it makes it easy. So I never bother people who have already purchased the program. And also, if the person is new to my audience, they're getting an indoctrination like welcome sequence, like a warming up sequence. And so they don't get bothered either because they also have a tag that's basically like a do not disturb tag. So they don't automatically go into that automated sequence of selling the programs every month. And so with this process, it's been really, really easy for me to just log in, check what I need to check, chat with my team to make sure that, they're okay and they're good and they're doing the things that they need to do. And then I can work on my next transition. So my next transition, as I've been working on the last couple of months, is pushing into working with corporations and really working with brands on some of those higher dollar deals. And the reason for that is that, I've been sort of feeling a little bit odd with saying, like, look at how much I've made, and then I sell a program. Because if you think about it, it's sort of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? If I'm like, I made this much, okay, now buy the program. Like, hey, now I made this much, okay, now buy the program. And this is the reason why I've never felt really comfortable with that, and why I've always really talked more about my clients' results than my own results, because even though I help clients to earn money and make money with their digital products and their courses and their coaching, I never wanted the reason that they signed up to be because of my success. I wanted it to be because they saw themselves in other people who had also gotten results with what I was sharing. And so inside of the doc, which I'll be sharing this as well, I've got a couple of case studies in here, and then a third one that has some additional results. Sorry, for those of you that are here, I need to share this screen for you. So inside of this doc, there's a financial advisor that I worked with who we had a 5-figure launch, and this was a done for you client. So you'll have a chance, you can read through this, but basically we were able to not only bring clients into his on-demand program, but he also upsold and got 2 clients into long-term financial advisory agreements, which, as I'm sure you know, are the goal, and that's like the ultimate financial reward there for him. And then the second one you can read through, or you can watch her video. This is Jessica. She is a lifestyle design coach, so she doesn't sell money. She helps clients reduce their stress so they can reduce their working hours. And we launched a program and a webinar for her, and she did not want to do sales calls. So we did selling over Messenger. So she also wanted to do, she wasn't technically lazy launching, but she didn't want to have to be on the phone with every single person, right? So she was really kind of drained. And she was able to sell 4 spots in her first cohort. She had clients lining up to get into the next group. And within 6 months, she had generated $20K from her group coaching program. She's already done her first 6-figure year, and she and her husband are like traveling around in an RV and having the time of their life because they already knew in advance not to go after the carrot stick. I had to learn that. And then these are some other 5-figure results. So this is one of my clients who teaches confidence, and she brought in 15K from her launch. My client Candace, who was able to finally make a sale of a $600 course, and she didn't have to do any work after that, right? She just sold the course right away. Another client, Sheila, she made 10K in 3 weeks. Another client, Rachel, she surprised me because I haven't done a catch-up call with her, but she like popped on a live stream one time and she was like, here's what you helped me do. And she said she received her first ever 2 signed contracts. So that's pretty neat. Amanda sold 10K. So I just put a couple here, a client who got to 95K, and then Morgan, who signed up her first client. So I wanted to provide like a plethora of different results from clients in all types of industries who teach all types of things, so that you would see that it's not just me talking about my own results and what I've been able to do. Okay, I'm coming to the questions here, and then we're going to be wrapping. Our next 2 steps are going to be talking about creating content with AI tools. You're going to love this. And I'm going to talk about getting leads with Facebook groups and talking about my brand deals and then the Fiverr stuff. So we still have a couple of things to go. Hang out with me and I will make sure that you get all of the good stuff. Okay. All right. If you have questions also, you can pop them in. All right. Question is, I want to grow on YouTube, but it seems so hard for small accounts to grow. I use TubeBuddy to increase SEO. I have renamed videos, rewritten descriptions, still nothing. I wonder if going live on YouTube will help. I've done that too, and not as often, but it's been a while. Here's what helps with YouTube. You have to be consistent. And I know that it's like the word that no one wants to hear, but the key with YouTube is like this puzzle. And as you're putting a video out, it literally is like throwing spaghetti at a wall. So I know people will say that, and they'll say it as if it's a bad thing. Like, oh, you just keep throwing spaghetti at a wall. You need to learn what sticks. But that is what YouTube is figuring out what sticks. So until you figure that out, you have to be consistent with creating video after video after video. And I'm not talking about consistent, like 1 video per week. I'm like, you need to just keep uploading different topics, different videos, different angles, different things, and figure out what you enjoy doing. And once you hit that intersection of the videos that you want to create and the videos people want to watch, your channel will blow up and you'll start getting subscribers and you'll start getting comments. And then people will go and watch all of your old videos that you kept putting up, and they'll like some of them. They won't like all of them, but they'll start watching them. And then what happens is it makes it easier for YouTube to say, oh, this type of person likes this content. Let me go over all the billions of people who use YouTube and watch YouTube, millions of views. They're literally billions of views a day. So let me go through all of these billions of views and find the people that are just like this person. Okay, this one looks like, this one looks like, this one looks like, this one looks like. And they put your video in front of them. And if they click it, they're like, okay, based on now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. We got 5 people. Let's figure out who are like these 5 people. Okay, 5 more people. That's how it works. So you have to keep putting content out there, and you have to figure out what you enjoy and figure out what sticks. And I promise you, like, YouTube is working with you because they want to, because if you pop, they get to charge, like, they literally get 40, I think it's 45, 55. So they get, you get 45. So they get 55% of every dollar they bring you. They're incentivized to bring you money. Facebook is not incentivized to bring you money. Instagram is not incentivized to bring you money or bring you views. YouTube is incentivized to bring you views. Like, they want to help you, but you have to create content that you enjoy and create content that you know, and then figure out what people want to watch by paying attention to what people respond with. Um, yeah, the frustration of lack of views is there. I get it. I understand it. But the more consistent that you are, the faster you'll get to figuring it out. It's kind of like running up a hill versus walking up a hill. You're going to have to go up the hill to get to the top anyways. So yeah, maybe sometime you pause, take a break, catch your breath, but like, you might just want to run up the hill because you get there faster. So you just need to you got to put that work in and just keep putting those videos out. Now, as far as frequency, I do suggest at least one a week. And if you have a hard time doing that, I recommend like batch recording and then scheduling them out so that you can start getting ahead of schedule. But that, I feel like that consistency helps. I believe that consistency in the frequency used to be more important. I don't think it's as important. And that's just based on some things that I've been hearing lately for other creators who they have been creating some things, and they are noticing that like some of their new videos are popping before they thought it would. All right, let's keep going and let's jump into what do you guys want to do first? AI tools or brand deals? So type A for AI or B for brand deals. And let's see what you guys want to do next. Type A for AI tools. Give me some time to drink some water. Or B for brand deals. All right, we got A. We got one B. A, B. Okay, so we're going to cover the AI tools that I've been using. I've been using two, ChatGPT and Claude. And I'm going to share with you how I've been using it to write sales pages, emails, summaries, all sorts of stuff. Okay. All right. So I've got it. Okay. I got all of these things that are up. Oh my goodness. All right. Do we have any like beginner AI people who don't really know what AI is? Do I need to do that? I always want to make sure that everyone's kind of on the same page. So I don't see anyone messaging. So just a one sentence, you can create content using tools like ChatGPT and another tool that I like using, which is Claude. And what these will do is they will help you write content. There's a lot of other AI tools. There's stuff for images. There's stuff for all sorts of things. But these are the two that I like using. All right, so, okay, so you can see both. So I'm going to start with ChatGPT because this is the one that most people are familiar with. ChatGPT is by the OpenAI company. You can just go to openai.com, and when you click it, you'll see the thing says ChatGPT up here at the top. Let me share my screen on here also so you can see. Okay, so it just said, it'll say Chat GPT here at the top, and you just click that, you'll create an account, and then you'll end up here. There's two modes. There's GPT 3.5, which is fast, and it's available if you're on the free tier. And then there's GPT 4, which is available if you're on the plus tier. Okay. So either one will work. I've been using GPT 4 because I have it, but you can use 3.5. Then there's a second one that I really like from a company called Anthropic, and it's called Claude. So you just go to claude.ai, and I'll type these in the chat also. Okay. There's claude.ai, and then there's open.ai or openai.com. Right? OpenAI.com. So Claude is like awesome for wording and text. So essentially what I've been doing is these are kind of all the things that I've been working on. And I've really just been using it to ask, different questions like, how can you write, like, please write a sales page for this, or please summarize this. And that's kind of like the basic level of what most people start with. But what many people don't realize is that you can really get a lot of advanced content out of here if you create a writing style. Okay. So a writing style is called a, okay, I think if I go to unmute, a writing style is called a write print. Okay. Writing style is called a write print. Okay, so if you go to Google and type write print, okay, it says it's a way to establish author identification. It's kind of like a digital fingerprint, and it compares, different characteristics. So essentially, all this is describe how do I talk, how do I speak, and so what I've done is like I'll take a transcript and I'll upload it into Claude, and I'll say, give me my digital writing style fingerprint. And it's helped me to guide my future AI to match my writing style. And the way that you do this is analyze the attached text. So I uploaded a transcript. So this is from one of my live streams, 17 lessons I learned on my path to seven figures. And I asked it to analyze it. So it gave me this. It said, okay, this is a motivational speaker style write print. This is what she normally says. This is how she normally speaks. This is the structure. These are some of the different features. Okay, this is the tone. And as it went through all of these things, it gives you a couple of examples of some things that came from that. So now what I can do is I can take this and I can say, hey, this is my write print, so I can copy it. And I can say, based on this, okay, so I can copy this and I can create a new one. Below is a write print. Please write a sales page to encourage people to sign up for a free training on lazy launching. Use the write print to match your desired tone. Okay, so I might do, I'll put this in caps, and then I come down here and I paste in the write print, right? So all I did was I took what it gave me to help it give me something better next time. And so I'll just hit enter. And then as I do that, it starts writing. And it starts writing a passable sales page. So what I'll do is I'll start going through that. I'll read it. If I like it, I might make some edits. I might make some changing. But this is what comes out once I say, here, write a sales page. So it's still going. And so the cool thing about this is that a lot of times people will ask like, hey, can you just write me a sales page? But because I said, this is how I speak, now write a sales page for me based on that. Like this absolutely sounds like me. I always say, I'll see you inside. If you guys have read my stuff, like, hey, see you there. I'll see you there. So I think this is really cool. If I were to use this, obviously I would look at the bullet points and make sure they're actually what I would want to share. But I can do that with Claude, and I can also do that with Chat GPT. So, a lot of people are not using this right now in this way because they don't know how to use it in this way. They've learned, okay, hey, Chat GPT, write a sales page on this, or hey, write uh, a description for XYZ, or write 4 email titles, and they sound nothing like you. And they also just sound like bland, or they sound like AI wrote them. And it's because you haven't taken the extra step to say, like, here's what I want you to sound like. Now write me something that sounds like this. And so it's just an extra step, and something that I've been able to do in order to really maximize what I've got going on. Okay. Okay, cool. I've got to figure out this thing where for some reason it keeps popping on my view. Oh, enforce host view. Bam. Okay, good. Now we're good to go. All right. And sorry for the people that I had to remove from the session. Hopefully you can get back in, but I didn't know how to stop your camera. Okay, so the final 2 things that I want to share are, well, I talked about the 5-figure lazy launch in Greece. I didn't talk about the live streams. So I was live every weekend while I was in Greece. My exact same time, my Saturday time, I was live. What did I do? I took the videos that I had already shared as live streams, and I streamed those live again. And you might be thinking, well, how did you do that? This is the lazy launch way. So there's a software called Restream that I use, and it's restream.io, and I'm using it right now to stream to YouTube. And what it will allow you to do is it will allow you to upload a video or use one of your old live streams and stream it again as if you're live. So as long as I don't say, okay, today is what date it is, and as long as I don't say what time it is, I can restream this at any point in time that I want, and it'll appear as if I'm live. Especially with something like a YouTube live stream where you're not always saying people's names. It's different from like a webinar where I'm like, hey, Anissa, hey, Cami, like that's a little bit different. But with something like that, you can just like repurpose your live streams. So I grabbed all of the live streams that were specifically referring to the program that I was selling, and I just restream those every Saturday while I was in Greece. And I think I did one also when I came back, because we came back on Thursday, and I didn't plan on going live on Thursday, on that next Saturday. And I would see like payment notifications coming in on Saturday. I was like, oh, this is great. I'm like, man, how can I do this more often? So that was one where I actually realized like this is possible. And all I need to do is optimize the front end of this, which is continuing to bring people in. So with that said, let me go into the final 2 things, which are brand deals and getting deals from Facebook groups. So as far as what I've been selling to corporations, remember I mentioned the weekly email that I have. So I have sponsorship opportunities available on it. I created a sponsorship page, and I have a link. And if they want to sponsor the newsletter or my YouTube channel and have me create content for them, they have the ability to do that. So since May, I've been able to get 3 brand deals, and for a total of 5 figures, so close to like 10K. And I have a brand manager who's helping me with this. He goes out, looks for deals for me. He sends me stuff and says, "Hey, are you interested? Yes or no?" I say yes. I say no. We already have talked about the pricing that I'd be willing to accept, and so it's kind of a very seamless process. And now the next thing that we're going to be working on together is getting some of those like training to corporations and selling some of those speaking engagements where they want to pay 25K for a single speaking engagement or 50K for a workshop, or they're willing to purchase multiple licenses of your course. Like if you have a $2,000 course, the corporation will buy 50 licenses for 50 employees or more. That's where we're pushing into next. So I just wanted to share my experience with that, just to kind of open your mind to like what's available, because with some of the like lazy launching stuff, it's like, yes, it's good, but you might also want some stuff to do during the day. Maybe, I don't know. And so maybe you do want to go host a workshop, or maybe you do want to sell your course to a corporation who can purchase multiple licenses at once. And then, maybe you show up for a weekly call or something like that. Okay. And then the final thing is getting leads from Facebook groups. So before I share this, I want to share with you what this looks like from a visual standpoint. And I didn't get a chance to draw this, and I don't have my iPad right now. But essentially, we've got like the top level bucket, which is where your emails come in, where people sign up for your email list. So you're engaging with them on social media, stuff like that. And then you exchange, right? So you got the email bucket, and then, people maybe buy. That's where we establish our buyers and then enroll. When you take out the final, like that bottom piece, the sales call piece for the enroll part, you might be thinking that now you have a hole in your funnel and money's gonna be falling out. And in essence, you're right, because you're no longer scooping up those dollars that would have come from you selling higher ticket coaching programs over the phone if you just want to have people purchase from a page. But for me, it's valid because, like I said, I'm selling to corporations and businesses who want me to come in and do their strategy instead. So I don't necessarily have to worry about doing like large group programs anymore. But what you would replace that with is you would replace that with your flagship program on demand purchase. And people still want your help. Like they still want your support. They still want to learn from you. And if you understand that, then you know that you can still keep selling what you have. You don't have to stop selling it. And that's part of the reason why I still do offer the path to six figures. I offer it at a much lower price point than it's ever been before. And it still comes with like a monthly support call. It still comes with the student group. It still comes with support. But it's not like weekly coaching sessions with me anymore, which is what it used to be. It's now the monthly call plus the peer support. So the last thing that you would need to do is make sure that you're continuing to filter people in at the top. So how do you what's the, I don't want to say easiest, but what's the fun, lazy launch way that I've discovered? My prior process was, consistently post on social media. I was running $500 a day of ad spend. I was, which gave me like amazing miles because I was running everything through my Delta Amex. But it was still a lot to manage. So I discovered that there's this one Facebook group, and there's multiple Facebook groups, but one that's worked well for me, where I can create a post and generate like 300 leads in 1 week. And it's literally people raising their hand saying, I'm interested, I want it, I'm interested, I want it. And I'm like, okay, just message me and I'll send it to you. So they message me, I send them the link. And then from there, like they immediately go into the process, right? Where they get to know me, potentially get to like me, get to trust me, and then come into potentially purchasing one of the programs or courses that I've worked so hard on. So this process, I'm going to give you some bonuses today. I wanted to share with you who to hire on Fiverr to put together the tech and what to tell them that you need. So if you're not familiar with Fiverr, the website that I typically recommend clients go to right away, because it's one of the easiest places to just like, boom, right away purchase and like an on-demand thing that you need. Okay. And on Fiverr, what you'll find is different freelancers, and you can type in, here's what I need, here's what I'd like. So what you're going to need for your email stuff is you want to type in email marketing funnel, because you want someone who's familiar with your specific tool. So whether your tool is Klaviyo, whether your tool is MailChimp, whether your tool is ConvertKit or HubSpot or whatever it is, that's what you want to search. Active Campaign. So you just want to search like whatever your thing is, and then type in what you're looking for. So primarily this is like an email thing, right? So we've got a lot of people who are good with ConvertKit, Aweber, GetResponse. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a freelancer or someone who can help you with this stuff, that understands your email funnel. I do recommend Upwork. I have used Upwork. It is a little bit more of a learning curve to get started, which is why I'm just suggesting going to Fiverr. But I prefer Upwork when I'm trying to get someone that I can work with consistently. And I do have an entire process for that, which is I hire a bunch of people and I try them against each other, and then I keep the person that works the best. Okay. LaToya says, "Oh my gosh, you're dropping so much game. Will the recording of this be available?" I believe I haven't been recording. I just looked at the thing. It just says start recording. I have not been recording. Oh, but that's why I went live on YouTube. Look at that. Good job, LaTisha. Okay, cool. Tacinda says, "Is that option available for both the free and paid version on the AI service?" In Claude, it's free. You don't have to pay for that one. And you can do everything that I showed, you can do on the free and the paid version. So you don't have to have the paid version. I believe StreamYard and Restream are almost exactly the same. I've never used StreamYard, but I think they have the same features. All right, the final thing that I wanted to share with you, let's see, did I give you the client stuff? Yes. Okay, so let me go through so do you guys feel like this has been helpful? You feel like you got some good nuggets out of this? So we went through, I talked about my first launch, talked about the transition to lazy launching, this process that generated $1 million plus. Sorry, I need to share this on YouTube also. Yeah. I talked about this process that has led to me selling $1 million of coaching courses and consulting. I talked about my new process, which is the lazy launch process. The main question that I got here was like, what if you don't have so much content? Then, you might be doing these things live instead of automated at first, and that's fine. I talked about creating content with AI tools. I covered my 5-figure lazy launch in Greece and how I was live every single weekend. I gave you some details on how clients created 5-figure launches. I'm going to give you this document so you can click through and read these case studies and also watch the videos. What else did we do? I talked about getting leads from Facebook groups. This one, there's an additional doc that I will add in here. If I started sharing the exact process during this call, we would be here for another 45 minutes. So just there's a Loom video. It shares everything. Just watch that and it'll cover everything you need in order to get started with this. Talked about brand deals. Okay, last thing. See, this is a good thing I went through this. The free database I've been using to find corporate clients. LinkedIn. And I feel so bad for saying that now, because I heard so many people that were like, LinkedIn, LinkedIn, LinkedIn. And I was like, No, like LinkedIn is just another social media platform. It is not. But the strategy and the key to LinkedIn is pretty straightforward. It's creating content on LinkedIn. Like you actually have to create content specific to LinkedIn for the stuff that you want to get paid for. So it's a little bit different than the type of thing that you would post on like Instagram or Facebook. You have to think about your corporate buyer and like what they need to know versus like the person you might be selling your course to. So if you're, for example, let's say Jessica, she's selling a course on lifestyle design, she might be talking to on social media, her posts might be geared towards the person who wants to stop working so much. On LinkedIn, her post would be more about how to get the most productivity out of employees because the people that are on LinkedIn who want to buy from you don't want their employees to leave. So you see how like it just has to be a little bit different. So I create content on LinkedIn geared towards that person and then I just add new connections. So I add new people and as I add those new people, I go like review their profile. They review my profile. I've had a couple people reach out. They actually want me to come and do like AI workshop, which is pretty cool. I had someone who was like, "Hey, I'm interested in this. I got a speaking engagement already. We're still locking down the details, but a speaking engagement for someone who is interested in me talking about AI in their course." And I haven't even like said I'm an AI person. I've just been talking about what I'm interested in. But LinkedIn is different. It is. And now I feel like I should have been there already. I do use Sales Navigator, but I don't use it. I use LinkedIn Professional, but I don't think you necessarily need it because it's not what I've been using to do the stuff I've been doing. I've just been creating my content and then like finding people who are like commenting on other stuff or are in groups that I'm in and adding them as a connection. That's all I've been doing. And then I've just been getting people who are commenting. Like they're there because they're looking to do business, which is pretty cool. All right. The last thing that I want to share with you is uh, a way that you can get my help if you would like to get some assistance with this. And it's inside a program, an incubator that I had previously, and then I decided not to host it again. And let me just give you the little quick story on this. So it's called the Automated Sales Incubator. I hosted this several years ago. And when I was hosting this program, this was before I had created the Path to Six Figures. It was before I had created um, a couple other programs. Like one was just like on Facebook ads. And it honestly, like, I don't know why I didn't bring it back around. Um, it's designed for the person who wants to sprint, and this is probably why I didn't bring it back around because it's like a heads down program. It's the minute we jump in, it's very project based and it's pretty intense. So I will caveat it to say that it's not for the person who wants to sit and like watch course material. It's a every week we have something that we're doing. We're working on that, and then the next week we're working on the next thing. So if you're a D student, frankly, like this, not for you. I'm just gonna lay it out there. It's set up for 90 days, and so we're gonna end up going from now. We're gonna get started. Um, our first day and session is going to be in 2 weeks on the 16th, September 16th. So we're going to get started now. And then we're going to go all the way through to right after Black Friday. So part of that is going to be including like a Black Friday flash sale / lazy launch. You don't need to have a ton of content already. Okay. This is, you're creating a product or pulling from stuff you already have. And I'm sharing with you exactly how to pull this together. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. The screen is going to have pricing on there. But if you're here and you can hear my voice, you're going to get different pricing, which I'm not going to share out loud, but I will share it in the chat of both YouTube and here on Restream. So the price that you see on the screen um, is the regular degular people price, but you're special, so you don't have to pay the regular degular price. Okay. So in less than 90 days, I'm going to show you how to never pay out of pocket for ads again, because every coach needs a bit of passive income, because it not only prevents you from desperately looking for high ticket clients, but it allows you to reach people who are not quite ready for your high ticket offerings. Okay. I know some of you have an on demand course, but you're not selling it with an automated funnel. And so that's what we do in this 90 days, personalized help. So that instead of doing it on your own, you have the opportunity to get your best results and faster than you thought you could. So if you'd like to get your automated sales funnel launched in the next few weeks, if you want to know exactly what to do and the steps to take, you want someone to review your work every step of the way, if you want to take my shortcuts, including a lot of the things that I've been doing with AI, to help you get all this set up, and you want me to play an active role in your results, then I am going to make it my mission to see you succeed. So this is essentially like a hybrid. It's not. I hate using the words group coaching. It's like a hybrid done for you slash support, because a lot of the things that I'm going to give you is a lot of the shortcuts that I've been using with AI. So you can just kind of plug it in. You're going to plug and chug. We're going to review. We're going to make it look good. And it's a lot of the things that I've already been teaching, but now I can take my teaching content and tell AI, hey, here, can you create this based on what I know works? And it can create it based on that. And so that looks like me putting all of my resources in play, my network in play. You get a chance to get featured in our weekly newsletter once you're done and ready to go. And so I want to invite you into my private automated sales incubator. So in here, I take an active role in helping you so you can get consistent sales from your lower ticket offer. So, people start inquiring about your high ticket offer. We'll talk about designing your offer, the sales page, putting like all the little tech pieces in place, like your deadline funnel, scripting your emails, and really kind of helping you set up like, what do I need to really pay attention to? And like, how do I want to set my business up? So we'll talk about that as well. Okay. So inside, you're going to get access to a private student group for peer support. You'll get 90 days of coaching with me. You're going to get weekly live calls so you can get your questions answered directly. You'll get personalized review for all homework and deliverables and okay, so let me stop before I keep going. Personalized review for all homework and deliverables. I normally only offer this to one-on-one coaching clients. I do not do this in group settings because of how labor intensive it is. You will be getting personalized review, meaning that I'm going to go through what you've shared, what you've created, and tweak it and perfect it so that when it comes back to you, it's exactly what you need to use. Okay. You're going to get an actual completed project that allows you to effortlessly grow your audience, make automated sales, and stop worrying about where your next payment is coming from. Okay. So I have two options. I have a pay in full and a payment plan. When you do choose to pay in full, you'll get 2 private coaching calls with me. So similar to what I would provide to a one-on-one client, you're going to get those one-on-one calls with me. These I really like to use for like mindset and reprogramming. It's up to you how you'd like to use them, but you do have the opportunity to do that. Okay. So if this is something that you're interested in, type me in the chat and I will grab the link with the special pricing for you. Do I have a training to attract clients from Facebook groups? Yes, it's going to come to you in the bonus when you get the document. So for everyone who's registered, you're going to receive an email directly after this. And with the email, you're going to get a link to that document that I've been sharing for this training. Inside the document, there's going to be a training on what I've been doing to get clients from Facebook groups. It's like a separate training. So it's a video that shares with you what to do each day. Okay. All right. I didn't share the price on there. If you're interested and you want to get the link with the coupon code embedded, just type me and I will get that over to you. And if you have other questions, you can send me a message on either Instagram or Facebook. directly after. All right. All right, I'm typing these in the chat here. I think I'm doing it right. Yeah, okay, cool. And then if there's any other questions, let me know. And I am putting each of these in today, putting these in right now and looking for questions. Sorry, Orlando, I know you're here and you probably could have been doing these, but Shane said last time, my chat assistant is here and he's like, should I be giving them the links? I'm like, yeah, I'm putting in there. Okay, are you guys getting the link? Let's see. Paula, I got you one. Melissa, I got you one. Audra, this is the best way to get access to a consult because you get the 2 coaching calls with me on that one. The only other options I have for a consult are within the one-on-one program, which is like my one-on-one coaching program, which is a 90-day 5-figure investment. All right, Dominique, I'm getting you your link as well. Dr. Missy, I'm giving you your link as well. For those of you who are on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, I cannot message you on YouTube. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to send me a message on Facebook, okay? It's m.me/LaTisha D Styles. Okay, send me a message on Facebook and let me know that you're interested in getting into the incubator and I'll grab you the link, okay? Okay, Dominique, I got you your link. Dr. Missy, Audra, I got your link. Anissa, here's your link. Got that for you. Let's see, Totally Reliant, I got you yours. Dr. Monica, I got you yours. Let's see, Dr. Missy, I got you yours. I think I read that one already. Angela, I got you yours. And Paula, I got you yours. Okay, cool. I hope this was helpful for you. If you guys have other questions, definitely let me know. I'm happy to stay on for a couple more minutes. A couple of things that you need to consider and you need to think about when you're thinking about this process of like, if this is right for you. This is perfect for you if you have something already, but for some reason it's just not selling. Like, one of my favorite things to do is to evaluate what is going wrong and help clients to really just find that, like, fine tune those 1 or 2 things. And it might not be 1 or 2 things. It might be, a couple things. So it's great for you if you're like, I've got something, but it's not selling and I need to figure out what's going on with it. This is perfect for you if you are ready for the AI revolution and you want to work smarter and not harder. All of the things that I've been discovering and learning over the past couple of weeks, I will be sharing inside of this, inside of these sessions. And not just from a standpoint of this is what you can do, but it's literally like, this is what we're doing. And in order to get to this end goal, these are the tools that we're using. And this is how to use these tools. And now you go do it. Okay, great. Now that you've done it, I will take a look at it. Okay, great. Now you can move forward from here. So that's what's really cool about it. And I'm also providing for you a bonus when you register today. I forgot about that. So when you register today, as a bonus, I'm going to give you immediate access to the Path to 6 Figures course. So it's not the coaching program, it's just the actual course, right? So you get access to the Path to 6 Figures, lifetime access. So once we're done with this 90 days, you still have access to those coaching calls, but it's more of like a project, right? It's not necessarily something that, you want to go in forever and like keep viewing and watching. You're also getting access to the Path to 6 Figures course, lifetime access, so that you can keep going back in that. Okay. Yep. So if you have questions and you want to message me on Facebook, it's m.me/LaTisha D Styles. And I still read that. I still typed that wrong. HTTPS m.me/LaTisha D Styles. Um, okay, perfect. Good question. So if you're just starting out and you're like, oh, but I'm just starting out, like I don't have an email list and I don't have this and I don't have that. The reason that this is a perfect opportunity for you is number one, you're getting the bonus of the Path to Six Figures course. So the Path to Six Figures is literally like the start to finish. So when I shared the client results, when I was sharing Jess, the lifestyle design client who was able to do her first four clients, she was the client who inspired me to pull together the program for the Path to Six Figures because the steps that I took with her were literally like, okay, let's look at what your offer is. Let's look at what you want to sell. Let's look at what you are selling, how you're selling it. And we pulled all of that together. So you're getting that as a bonus. And when you come to the incubator sessions, especially if you do the pay in full and you get the calls with me, I'm able to direct you so that you can hit the ground running without trying to figure out like where to go. I feel like one of the things that frustrates people the most is that they don't really know where to start or how to start. And so they're like, well, I've been trying this and I've been doing that and I've been doing like XYZ, but I don't really know like how to start and where to go. And having that call, that initial call where we can kind of go through those things and look at where you are and help pull those things together. And I can just give you a roadmap and then you can just take those steps. That's part of the reason why I named my program The Path to Six Figures, because it literally is like if you just step on the path, you just stay on the path, you will be fine. Um, yeah, if you need to do the payment plan, it doesn't do it. It doesn't provide the discount on the payment plan, only the pay in full. So if you want to do the payment plan and you want to do a do at the discounted price, send me a message on Facebook. I have a different payment plan option for you, but I have to create a special link. So you're going to need to send me a message on Facebook. Okay. It's, I put it in there, m.me/LaTisha D Style. So just send me a message on there and request the special financing link. The other options for financing, if you do want to do the pay in full, are if you go to PayPal and do PayPal credit, they have that option there. There should also be an option for Afterpay that should split your payments up into 4 payments. And if you click the pay in full, put your initial information in, you should see the Afterpay option pop up, and then you can automatically split it up into 4 payments. So that should help as well. Okay. So let me know if you got questions on that. Okay, cool. Other questions? All right, cool. Well, I hope that this was helpful. I did stay on a little bit longer than I wanted, but it seems like I was able to hit all those things that I wanted to hit. For those of you who do have questions, if there's anything else that you need help with, you can send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. I will, as soon as I hop off here, I'll be paying attention to those. I look forward to seeing you inside of the program. I've got lots of other bonuses that are coming. This was just kind of like the first debut preview of it, but I will be talking about this over the next couple of days and weeks. However, for those of you who do get started today, you're getting the bonus of getting the Path to Six Figures course as well. So if that's something that you ever wanted, this is like a great opportunity to get that because that bonus won't be there. Okay. And our first call will be in 2 weeks on Saturday. So if you do need some time to kind of get money together or whatnot, you can do that. It just won't come with the bonuses. And I'll be sure to keep reminding you. Okay. All right. I will send the email right after this. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you again the next time I choose to do a live stream. Not sure when that will be, but I look forward to helping you put together your lazy launch and helping you every week inside of the automated sales incubator to help you put your process together as well. Okay. Thanks. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.